Hello, and welcome back to our grand adventure, where we have made our way to Lenegis. We've explored a little bit. We've seen some of Ptolemy's old friends. I did a little bit of grinding, so got some weapons. I'm gonna rest real quick, because I haven't yet, I forgot. So, we'll rest, and I'm going to make... I'll make that.
I came out great.
Just in
Everyone's
case.
gonna be real surprised. After mastering countless recipes and gathering enough ingredients to last a lifetime,
That's dramatic.
I finally cooked my greatest, grandest masterpiece. Mabo curry! This is a specially made, one-of-a-kind batch. It contains only the best combination of spices, chosen after a lot of trial and error.
Your...
Spices?
I think I'll have some later after everyone else. I'm not that hungry right now.
You sure?
It does smell pretty tasty now that you mention it.
The heat from the spices is intense, but not persistent, so it's easy to go back for seconds.
You're making a good case for your curry, Alphen. What the hell? Serve me up!
Oh boy.
Oh wow, this is actually good. To be honest, I'm a little scared how my stomach will handle all these spices later. But they really do bring out the flavor.
Indeed. The spiciness has been so finely tuned. Why, I dare say you've made true art, Alphen.
Right? I knew you guys would like it.
Like it? I love it! This is delicious, man!
Law, really? Don't talk with your mouth full.
There's plenty for everyone, so eat as much as you like.
He made something good, guys. He made something good. We're starting off great. Alright. Let's see how well we can slip through here. Hey, doggies. How you doing? What? Nope, we're not slipping through, I guess. Come on, just let me slip through. Oh my god, really, guys? Really? This is what you're gonna do to me? Well, I guess we're fighting.
Let's see what you've got.
Here I come!
Can't get out of this! Elusive deity! Leading pile driver! Your reflexes will not serve you well, too. All yours, Kisara!
Stink. Balls, man.
Eagle Ray!
You're mine!
Can you take it? Come on! Take
Raining
this!
slash!
Crescent Flash! Take
You're mine!
this!
You know, I still want to know where Zoogles come from.
You're finished! I'm ready! Charlie!
Like, I get it. It's something that, you know, the Renans use. Sometimes they lose control of them.
Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor.
But I want to know, do they create them? I don't understand. Where do they actually come from? Ah, I missed the chest. Got a new recipe. It's shortcake. Yeah, I've been. I went through here to get items to get weapons, so we should be good on the weapon front for now. Oh, really, guys? Please. Excuse me. Pardon me. Thank you.
This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Whoa, we? I thought this was Sovereigns only.
Alphen.
Yes! It opened!
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
What?
What the?
Alphen.
You again.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Danon. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for, let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home. I can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway. So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other. So I suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
Here's what we'll do. We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dana. That'll be the end of it. I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
What the hell just happened?
That vision. Did everyone else see it too?
That person Alphen was speaking to, she looked exactly like Shion.
It was Naori. Naori Imaris. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shion. I'm beginning to see why Alphen was so confused.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly? It was too real to be a mere hallucination.
It was a conversation we had 300 years ago. The night before the ceremony.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
But how is that even possible? Unless... Could this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Danon astral energy rushing over us.
I felt it too. And not for the first time either. It was the same sensation as back inside the wedge.
That would make sense. After all, vast amounts of Dana's astral energy were being siphoned and sent up here to Lenegis. For all we know, perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
So you think it might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that vision we just saw? But how? And why?
We have no way of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as all that.
Shion, you okay?
Yeah, it was all just a little sudden. That's all. So that was my ancestor, huh? It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
What about you? How are you holding up?
Me?
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those. Reliving painful episodes from your past. Do you think you can handle it?
I can't just pretend like the past never happened. Besides, if it helps us uncover the truth of what that ceremony really was, it might also lead to answers about your thorns.
Alphen.
That's not all. This whole time, we've been fighting to free Dana from the Renans. But now that we're here, it seems those same Renans might have it just as bad. I'd like to liberate them too, if I can. Which is just another reason I can't afford to shield my eyes from the truth.
Whether you're on Dana or somewhere else, you always stay the same. Your indignation and righteous passion, your desire to free and protect, they're all hardwired into you. Not that I'm complaining. Come on, let's bust this thing wide open.
Nobody's here.
Stay sharp. After that last illusion, there's no telling what could happen in here.
Yeah, look at that, healing circle, wide open space. We're doing great. Yes. Okay, let's go. At least I'll be there for after whatever happens here. Who am I fighting? Why am I fighting? Can we talk about it? You know, conversation. Conversations are always good, you know? We could just talk about our feelings, you know? We don't have to keep bottles up. We don't have to fight each other. We could just talk. Hey, ma'am. How'd you get in here?
Faria, how did you get in here?
Wait.
She doesn't look
Something
right.
about her isn't right.
What's wrong with her?
I think she might
doesn't
be
even
losing
seem
it.
to know where she is.
Yeah, you're right. She looks just like the soldiers we encountered outside.
Oh, that's lovely. Oh, that's real lovely.
A summoning?
But that's preposterous. She never
kinda
had
like
that
a
kind
spider.
of power
We
when...
can talk later. Here it comes!
Tormented limbs.
What? I've never...
Yeah, that's gonna torment me for a while.
I've known Faria to control singles like that before.
How about with a stone that looks suspiciously like a master sword?
Where did she get her hands on that?
First we handle the Suzan. Then we get some answers.
Exploit the enemy's weakness.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Trying.
Easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
I'm not
Divine
Try harder! Not a chance! I'm not... Cover it away!
In here!
I'm not...
I'll be
Here I come!
Resonate
with the earth! I'm not done!
Oh boy.
Another incantation ruined.
Then move that. What the heck?
You're finished! Catapult! Take this!
What was that? I don't keep up with people's spells. They're just so flashy and all over the place. I don't keep up with what anybody knows. I do know who knows that one though. Broke it. Other than stunning the enemy for like a few seconds, what does breaking the cores actually do? I forget.
In an instant! Impact rock!
Searing flame! Reload! Get the wind! Power of wind! Finish without a break!
Everlasting
Oh, look, it's angry.
Right, watch out!
Oh. Excuse you. Oh, God. Ow, 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 ow. I think I'm out. Oh God, I'm dying. Help me. Help me. Thank you. Here. Excuse me. Pardon me. And let it free. Oh, we're getting there. Ow.
I said almost. Don't get carried away. Take it down.
Look, it's angry again. Yay. Whoop.
My turn! Now! Now escape!
Ooh.
I'm not done!
Sorry to help you.
Ah, you missed me. Oh, it didn't miss me that time.
This one's got your name on it!
Action to action!
Now it's just her! Varia, can you hear me? Varia!
She's preparing another summoning!
The art she's casting is way too powerful to control. At this rate, her body won't be able to take much more.
Forgive me. Man, I thought we were goners.
Everything okay?
Yes. She's only unconscious.
Not her. I meant you.
Shion, please. Can you treat her?
I can try, but I can't promise she'll be back to her real self when she wakes up. All I can do is heal her physically.
We're not even supposed to be in here. Maybe it'd be better if we moved her to somewhere a little safer. Don't you think?
In that case...
I'll take her off your hands.
You?
Avakir, what are you doing here?
I was curious what you were up to, so I took the liberty of following you to find out. I overheard what you said about Tarnigan, about how he really died. I'm sorry, I had no idea.
And you believed me? What makes you so sure I wasn't lying?
I like to think I know you a little better than that, Dohalim. Give me some credit. I'll take Faria. Leave her with me. I know better than to ask what you're up to. But whatever it is, I hope it all works out.
Oh.
Thank you.
He seems like a good friend.
He hasn't changed. He never was one to stand out. Instead, he was always hanging back, worrying about everyone else. As for Faria, it's always the closest to me who get hurt.
You don't seriously blame yourself for what happened to her, do you?
Somebody got to her, to strike back at me. Someone who knew me well enough to know that I'd hesitate to fight back. And the same goes for you as well. Neither you nor Faria would have lost loved ones, if it wasn't for me.
You're wrong. Kelzelik was the one who killed my brother, under orders from Almadria. As for Tarnagin, if it weren't for the crown contest, he'd still be alive. That and the whole damn hierarchy that makes it possible. But that's why we're fighting. To put an end to this whole messed up system that treats people as expendable.
Indeed. Ridding society of this blight is really the only way I know how to atone for my sins.
You can't atone, Dohalim. I know it hurts to hear, but those people are dead. No amount of soul-searching or trying to make amends is going to change that. Forgiveness, acceptance, those ships have sailed.
So I just forget the harm I caused?
No, the opposite, in fact. You remember. You never forget. You keep it in your heart always. And then you go on living. Not for those already past, but for those still alive.
For those still alive.
Kisara's right. So long as we've still got breath in our bodies, we can make a difference in the lives of others. Lives being the operative word.
That's what living's all about. Being able to still make a difference. Punishing yourself for the past won't make the pain of your conscience go away.
Only fixing the problem in its stead. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. You have to live for tomorrow, Dohalim, not for yesterday. And not only that, you need to live for yourself, and for the change that you still can be.
I shall try.
Don't forget, we've still got a mystery to solve. The Forbidden Zone, remember?
Shion,
Huh?
thank you. You have my deepest gratitude for what you did for Faria.
Glad to be of service.
I'm glad we could stop Faria without hurting her.
You all did much for her as well. I'm most grateful.
Oh, shucks. We're on the same team, right? Let's move on.
Touch it. Get covered, just in case we end up with something else that's bad.
Do you think Faria was really being controlled by someone?
Probably.
Certainly seemed that way. The question is, who? The Red Woman?
The same person who's behind
Yep.
all of this, I'll bet. Whoever that is.
Brainwashed or otherwise, the feelings of resentment she holds towards me are real.
Someone used her because they knew we'd hold back. If that's not playing dirty, I don't know what is.
It does tell us one thing at least. Someone here in Lenegis is watching us. Someone who means us harm.
There's no question. That attack was meant for us alone.
By someone capable of getting inside a person and manipulating them like a weapon. We need to find whoever it is, fast.
Alright. Okay, it's just a wall, I guess. They look like they open. Maybe they do. They look oddly suspicious because they look like these, but they're locked. So I guess there's no going that way. I guess this is the way to go.
What is it, Rinwell? Do you hear something again?
Yeah. It's
What's that voice?
The will of Dana's astral energy.
That's kind of creepy. It's such a creepy looking place.
What? There's so much astral energy. But where's it all coming from? It's almost like it's alive.
Excuse me. That's just a little bit concerning. Yep, okay, that's fine.
That was the spirit channeling ceremony just now. No, it was more than that.
What the hell was that? It felt like everything was on the brink of... like the whole world was seconds from...
Oblivion. It's the same vision as the one my thorns show me. A vision of impenetrable darkness that swallows up us and everything else.
An empty void. A nothing so complete and dominating that there aren't even words to describe it. The end of time.
The visions of the apocalypse you've been seeing. If I'd known how bad they were,
So, everything we just saw, those were Naori's memories, right?
That's right. It was as if her innermost thoughts were speaking directly to us. At least I know they weren't mine.
That power flowing into her, it reminds me of Shion's thorns. If they're what's responsible for all these visions she's been having, then maybe...
Maybe my thorns are made from that same astral energy?
If that is the case, we just found the missing link between your thorns and what happened here 3 centuries ago. No, more than a link. Perhaps even the very heart of the matter.
I've never felt astral energy so powerful. What was that?
If it's the same energy your thorns are made of, it must be dark astral energy, right? And isn't that something only Renans have?
Correct. Dark astral energy is possessed by Renans alone.
And when enough astral energy gathers together, it develops its own form of sentience. If so, maybe that complete oblivion is exactly what the Renan astral energy's will is wishing for. But why?
I don't know. Will can be a pretty vague thing to nail down. It's more of a feeling, just like the will of Dana.
But the will of Dana is made up of astral energy too, right? And if that's what's been showing us these visions... I don't know, should we really be getting so involved with this thing?
Dana's will would never want oblivion.
But you can't say that for sure!
Cut it out, you two. Squabbling over theories will get us nowhere.
Let's keep moving. If it's Dana's will showing us these memories, then I'm as clueless about its motives as any one of us. But if it could lead us to the truth, then I want to find out more.
Shion's right. All we can do is keep going. If these really are Naori's memories we're watching, there could be truths in them I was never aware of. And I think they may be the kinds of truths I need to confront if we're going to keep fighting.
I'm sorry about what I said earlier. Come on, let's go.
Finally, we begin to understand what the thorns are.
Yes, and their source. A ceremony that occurred 3 centuries ago.
But we still don't know how to get rid of them. I just hope we can find a way.
Hopefully.
That vision we saw. It was as if it was meant specifically for us.
What do you make of it? Do you still think the will of Dana might be involved somehow?
Maybe it's trying to tell us something. But what?
Well, it could be supernatural. You know, like seeing dead people, messages from beyond the grave.
Okay.
Ghost type stuff.
A little odd.
That's your grand theory? That we're being haunted? Come on, Law.
Wait. He might be closer to the mark than you think. What if a person's thoughts and deeds were to somehow become indelibly etched into the ether of a place? And what if those with a connection could then somehow pick up on them?
You think that's what it was? Some kind of message someone left here for us?
I am merely entertaining the possibility. Whether it was Dana's will, or somehow connected to the Sovereign and Maiden's powers, I do not know.
Okay, back up a sec. You're saying that if a place is full of enough astral energy, it can somehow show us events that happened centuries ago?
More to the point, how does that much astral energy gather in one place anyway? Seems unlikely it happened naturally.
Whatever it was, it survived here intact for 300 years. Whoever left it for us, the strength of their intent is beyond doubt.
The strength of their intent.
It's all good. She's just moving on her own. I'm not doing nothing.
Soon, we might very well learn the truth behind Shion's thorns, as well as my own past. I have to be ready to face anything. Whatever happens.
Oh, it's giving me a choice.
I'm determined to save Shion and Dana. Nothing I learn can change that.
Giving a choice on whether to continue. But yeah, I could just... Okay. I don't know why they gave me a choice if I could still just leave, but okay. Hash... Millgrass who? What did that say?
Hold up, you guys.
What is it?
I want to look through that room over there.
Why?
Curious what we'll find.
That's the room you visited in your past, right? Sure. We can check it out.
Oh, it's this place.
This looks like some kind of research facility.
A laboratory secreted away in the Forbidden Zone. Why am I past being surprised at this point?
Looks pretty deserted.
Let's check it out. It might give us a new lead.
For the people of Lenegis, the Forbidden Zone is the stuff of dreams. Yet here I am, standing within its hallowed halls.
It's off limits even for lords, then? Talk about an exclusive club.
Being exclusive is one thing, but how many important facilities let in only the Sovereign? Doesn't that seem a little strange?
Strange doesn't cover it. If it was only one room, maybe. But a place on this scale? How do they keep it from falling into ruin? Whoever the Sovereign is, they can't manage the upkeep of this whole place themselves.
Did no one ever talk about it when you were growing up?
No, not that I can remember. Then again, Sovereigns and Forbidden Zones weren't exactly breakfast table conversations.
The Forbidden Zone is a hallowed place, at one with the Sovereign's authority, grounds of the one true ruler who presides over all Renans. That is what we believed this place to be. No, what we were made to believe it was. But now, it is finally time to discover this area's true purpose, and why it was kept hidden behind the scenes for so long.
Surprised this place isn't tech, though. I guess this isn't the place that got destroyed. Although I don't know how much got destroyed to begin with. Some trees here.
I think I can make this work.
Whoa. Names. I guess names?
Well, can you make head or tail of it?
These are experiment records, by the looks of it. Reams of them, dating back hundreds of years. Let's see. A composite being capable of controlling Danan astral energy, so as to convert its molecular and elemental makeup. The creation of a governing central figure, taking the form of a Danan. Codename Sovereign.
Sovereign.
Wait, there's more. Research into utilizing force field crystals for the purpose of stable astral energy containment. That must be the Master Cores. With all this raw data, there's bound to be records here somewhere about the Maiden and the Lords, too.
About the Lords? Why would they be on there?
Think about it. The Lord's crests are clearly of a piece with those of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. Not to mention the fact that the contenders to the crown are selected from otherwise regular Renan citizens. In other words, it may be that all Renans are unwittingly being made subject to some kind of grand scheme.
What about the Sovereign? Does it say anything else?
Where do I start? All I've read so far is the headlines. There's so much here. To sift through all of it would require specialized... Wait.
What is it? Did you find something?
It's a list of names, with the title, Test Subjects, Sovereign. It's your call.
Read it.
There must be dozens of test subjects listed here. Hundreds even. All of them failures. Wait. I think I've found one that was successful. Test subject number 1273. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Alphen.
They re-engineered me. Right here in this lab.
Alphen.
It's fine, really. What about the others? Was I the only one?
Test subject number 10105. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Volron.
Volron? But that means...
He's only sovereign because someone made him that way too.
He's the last one. In 3 centuries worth of records, you and Volron are the only 2 subjects on whom the experiment was a success.
But what about the winners of the crown contests? Does this mean that none of them were ever crowned sovereign after all?
Upon victory, the Sovereign shall return to Rena and rule over Rena and Lenegis combined. When a new Sovereign is decided, the outgoing monarch shall relinquish their post and live out the rest of their days on Rena. So we were told. But according to these records, there have only ever been 2 Sovereigns, neither of whom had anything to do with the crown contest. It's all lies, including the part about the Sovereign residing in Rena.
I knew it.
The crown contest was never about deciding a new ruler. It must always have been devised for some other purpose.
But even supposing that's true, someone must have been in charge for the past 3 centuries, right? If it wasn't the Sovereign, then who was it?
Crown contests have been held this whole time, in spite of the fact that there was already a Sovereign. Me. Meaning that for the past 300 years, someone out there has to have been maintaining that lie. The same person I'm willing to bet is behind all this.
The Red Woman?
It's possible. But that doesn't necessarily mean she's the mastermind behind this scheme. She could be working for someone else. Someone back on the Renan homeworld.
Either way, it's fair to say she's definitely involved somehow.
What about the data records? Is there no other information that could help us?
Not that I can see. Just file upon file of experiment results. There's nothing here about who's behind all this, or what their endgame is, unfortunately. I've barely managed to scratch the surface, mind you. You won't be able to read through it all, but you're welcome to take a look through what you can, while we're here.
I'll do that.
So this is where Alphen became the Sovereign. And Volron as well.
Wait.
The significance of this location would suggest...
Hey, it looks like the terminals in here turned on too.
We should look through them. They might contain valuable information.
So, who is... I'm going to assume Volron is a Renan for now. But he could have been in it. I don't understand that part, but okay.
Only 2 Sovereigns in over 300 years.
Because Volron has a last name.
So why has the experiment only succeeded twice in all this time? And if that's the case, why keep on doing it? Was there really no other way? Or could there be some other reason?
Dohalim.
Forgive me.
Alphen.
It's fine.
I'm fine. I'm just a little shaken, that's all. I knew what I was already, so it's not like it's a surprise or anything. But it's strange. I've got all this rage inside of me, but I don't even know who it's for. I'm scared that I'll put a face to it, just to have someone to blame.
If that were to happen, then No. Then we'd help you fight it, before you ever got that far. Wouldn't we, everyone?
Yeah. We wouldn't just sit by and watch you spiral out of control.
That's right. No good can come from being consumed by hatred.
No.
If you ever start to lose your way, you can count on us to guide you back.
Oh,
To remind you where home is.
And I would be happy to lend an attentive ear, should you ever have need.
Oh my god, this group is so precious.
Thank you, everyone. I think I'll be okay now.
Listen, we're all coming out of this alive, okay? Nobody's gonna be sacrificing themselves for anything, okay? If... we all go, if one goes. The Sovereign acts as Lenegis' central control device for the spirit channeling ceremony. Each one is granted level 2 authority and an ID crest. The Danis subject serves as the base of the creation. In theory, ideal candidates possess equal affinity to astral element. However, such aptitude is statistically rare to uncover in real-world conditions. As a result, subjects die during the adjustment period, and stability is not granted for those who survive it. This instability coupled with the Sovereign's powers of astral manipulation, pose a high risk to the security, and I guess if left unchecked. As such, stabilization measures must be put into place via support mechanism when utilizing the Sovereigns in the spirit channeling ceremony. No official alternative methods to perform the ceremony have been found. Trials on the Denon subjects are authorized to continue. Unit 2 adjustments are successful. Subjects' adjustments are put on hold while extended observation takes place. The meeting accesses a sovereign support mechanism for the spirit channeling ceremony. Each one is granted level 2 authority and an ID crest. The Renan subject serves its functions by providing the sovereign supplemental dark astral energy it lacks in tandem with the Renis Alma. During the ceremony, it is partly responsible for astral energy conversion as well as maintaining stability over the sovereign's own powers. Additionally, to a degree of intimacy between the sovereign has been observed positively impact the level of both subjects. Because of this, the trial activations of the sovereign without maiden are expressly forbidden. Furthermore, neither the sovereign nor the maiden are to be informed about the details. Okay, mental stability of the maiden has been deemed the cause of the past sovereign's rampancies. Countermeasures must be considered. In line with the plan adjustments, the current subject will have its maiden registration revoked and return to its original household. Okay, so who is Volron's maiden then, if... Okay. Master cores are instruments of power containing astral energy that belongs to one of the 6 elements. 5 of these cores, those with earth, water, fire, wind, and light, are loaned to Renan lords at the time of the crown contest. Only the Dark Master Core maintained inside the Forbidden Zone until the Renis Alma is ready to be reformed. Its existence is kept top secret. Underneath a Master Core spherical there is a force field crystal used for the purposes of astral energy containment and stabilization. Inside the force field, astral energy is stored in a dormant state. For the duration of their tenure, each lord completes the crown contest and amass their allotted type of astral energy. In the event of an emergency, each lord may be allowed to withdraw their respective stock of astral energy if... However, the extent allowed to determine it based on their own individual strength. Design flaws have been discovered in how the Renis Alma materializes. Be advised that the active Master Cores may resonate with other Master Cores located in proximity may become unstable. Due to the successful regeneration of the Renis Alma, Master Cores will cease to be deployed and the crown contest will be permanently halted. Spirit Cores are end terminals used for collection of astral energy embedded with biological subject. It establishes connection throughout its body. These connections are used to amass astral energy generated from the physical activity, which is then emitted from the host's body itself. Because this emitted energy is prone to diffuse, the host must excuse me, the host must be placed within a range of the spirit vessel. This means Denon must be employed to harvest astral energy for the purpose of the crown contest. Given the difficulty in producing them, it is advised that spirit cores be retrieved from the host's bodies and reused upon their death. Spirit cores can be also embedded in Zugals to control them via astral arts. Increased physical load on a host's body tends to produce increased astral energy. Final confirmation of an ideal workload in person-host body without induced death for maximum astral energy is still pending. Okay. Each crown contest, five of the best qualified members of the Renan populace are chosen to act as lords vying to serve for the next sovereign. During their tenure, they are granted level 3 authority as well as one of the 5 elemental realms. To administer its corresponding Master Core, they are assigned an ID crest indicating their designated element. This selection process is based only on astral, artistry, and physical and mental aptitude. Other variables such as age have no bearing whatsoever. Because only the strongest become lords, the position itself is not inherently to make any individual stronger. Should be noted, however, that lords are not the only individuals capable of drawing out Master's powers. All runners must take part in the selection process, and acceptance of the position is mandatory. It is not allowed for those who deemed suitable to decline. Furthermore, in an event that an acting lord is incapacitated and can no longer serve in their position, a replacement must be quickly prepared. The following report is the second successful case of the Sovereign Test subject experimentation. Subject 10105, codenamed Volron, generation in a unique adjustment index at the sea. Although the subject possesses high level of potential and exhibits excessive mental instability along with a strong distaste for following orders. As such, a risk poses suppress even those of the last successful subject, itself a failure, and therefore is under consideration for disposal. The first successful case in 300 years. Previously mentioned risk factors are now due to established control protocols. The subject will be evaluated under the assumption of Plan 2 will proceed and dispatch to Dana under the guise of a serving lord. Oh, so does that mean Volron is actually a Danon? That's odd. These are some huge terminals, I'm not gonna lie. These are some huge terminals. It's a dative mask. A device covering the wearer's whole face that restricts their mental activity was developed for the purpose of pacifying prisoners. Medical applications are also recognized, particularly by the means of preventing patients from sustaining mental trauma. However, doing so is not recommended, as a prolonged use of the device carries cancer-inducing numbers of adverse side effects. Due to the loss of production facilities incurred from the partial destruction of Lenegis, additional devices will no longer be manufactured. Brainwashing report. After receiving reports of robust new form of rule emerging in Dana's water realm, a study commissioned to investigate the matter in depth. This system unique that evaluates only the Lord as supreme, while I think both Renans and Danas alike to submit. Serves as the realm's current lord and has achieved this without use of any special powers, drugs, or special devices. Rather, it has been done out of sheer governance. Given this method's effectiveness of population control, monitoring the situation will continue. Collapse of cognitive facilities via extreme mental repression rooted in violence and fear has proven to be the key in this style of rule. Once a subject loses its autonomy, they become desensitized to fear, subsequently cease to provide their own personal safety. Though such a state is ill-suited for commanding officers, it remains an effective way to cultivate disposable infantry enslaved for manual labor. Soldiers in Lenegis who have undergone this treatment will be asked to secure classified sectors as trial. The results will be monitored. Okay. Interesting. Lenegis. A large-scale astral energy converter that is primarily converts the elemental composite of the Dana's astral energy. Activation and control of astral energy to achieve placing the Sovereign and the Maiden, the Renazelma, within the central core of Lenegis. It is comprised of a classified and essential personal residence zones, defensive layer surrounding them. The outer layer will be deployed upon activation, unlocking the central conduit, simultaneously functioning to stabilize the mechanism. Due to its design, the deployment of the outer layer is expected to cause damage to the residential zone. However, because that only takes place during the final stage of the Spirit Channel ceremony, no contingency plan to address the damage is needed. Until that phase, Lenegis serves as a central base of operations. Warning, any personnel with level 3 authority or lower is strictly forbidden from the classified zone. Any violators will be immediately executed. Detachable Harvester. A massive spirit vessel placed on Dana for a spirit channeling ceremony serves. Upon landing in Dana waters, it extends to oh, the wedge. Meanwhile, the horizontal pathways developed on the surface, once activated, links to the biological spirit vessel are placed in each realm, efficiently harvesting the planet's en masse via Lenegis. Construction. The Forbidden Zone Linux is all there. Is deployed. Launch. No other personnel is required for it to function. Detachable Harvester 1 was lost in Dana after exploding due to Rimbacy's. Landing point will remain the same as the previous model due to the explosion of the previous model, which was altered the planet to removed. Okay. Wow. Alright, I guess we learned quite a bit. So, Valoran is a Danon. I'm going to assume. Because they said Danon is the Sovereign and the Maiden is a Renin, so... Okay. Wasn't expecting that. He was under the guise as a Lord, so he wasn't actually... That's definitely interesting. Then we got these places here we can look at. That's definitely... A grape gel. What is this? See lots of numbers, looks like logs between subjects and Linux proper. Don't need those. And I'm gonna change over as soon as there's like time itself has stopped here. I guess this part didn't get damaged. I don't know. Well, when we return, we'll continue on going deeper into the Forbidden Zone and see what else we can discover. The truth is coming out, guys.
Are you just going to keep standing around or what?
Yes,
Sorry,
yes, we're
I'm
gonna
just
stand here
getting
for a hot
tucked
minute.
here.
So I figured something fishy was going on. Not even the Renans are, but somebody is aware of this, I guess. Some of the Renans are, like some of the higher up ones, I guess. I don't know. But it doesn't look like many are aware of what's been going on. So what happened to the lords that are the winners? Do they just get turned into astral energy too, or something? Or... I don't know. I don't actually get that part. But I guess we'll find out the deeper we go into this place. Until next time, on this very confusing adventure we are on right now.